Welcome back to TYT Sports, Francis and Jason. We will get straight to the first story. That is, of course, Jason, if we have Zlatan Ibrahimovic on our rundown, I think he wouldn't allow us to put him second or third on the story. He would make sure that we talk about him first because, according to his latest quote, lions take precedence over mere humans. And that is in reference to his take on why he did not include himself on the best strikers list. So to give you the full context of this, BT Sport reporter asked him after their game against Everton, 1-1 draw, Zlatan scored, what his hottest takes in the Premier League's best strikers were. He said, I feel Lukaku is strong, and I agree with you, Zlatan. He also said, Aguero is good, he's all round. He was then asked why he did not include himself on the list. Ibrahimovic said, lions. They don't compare themselves with humans.
I mean, granted, lions are lower on the food chain. To be fair.
Yeah, but that's if you're just to put them both, no weapons involved, hand in hand, unless you're the mountain, pretty sure the lion's gonna win.
Did you see the video of the guy fighting a cheetah? I think it was.
Different.
Just like in a zoo, it was I think either in a zoo or in a cage match. He scared it off, and I just keep thinking like one part of the face, done.
Dunzo.
Done like Leo in what movie? The Revenant.
They're the kings.
They are the kings. No, I love this quote. I think if they made a book of Zlatan quotes, there'd just be one quote and it says Zlatan is bigger than words. And then that would be the quote book.
And I like the way, I agree with that, and you could turn that quote book into t-shirts, like they stated here on Fox. It's like,
put it on a t-shirt.
Lions, they don't compare themselves with humans, put that on a t-shirt.
No, there's like, to me, you can get some great, I'm sure you can get some, Dare to Zlatan shirts are pretty cool. Zlatan's got some good stuff. Look, I think it's high praise for Lukaku and Aguero.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they like being praised by the likes of Zlatan Ibrahimovic,
yeah.
And they're also two of the top goal scorers in the Premier League at this point. We have the chart, I believe, and what's interesting about this, Francis, there's a couple of interesting takeaways from this. For one, Zlatan's successful everywhere he goes, not at the level of PSG in terms of quantifiably, as you would put it, but 20 was the benchmark. Well, could Zlatan score 20? Of course he can, and he probably will. He's got about 5, he'd have to finish very strong, but I think there's a correlation. If Zlatan finishes with 20 or more goals, then Manchester United has a much, much better shot at getting that 4th spot. For the top 4. And then I have 2 other takeaways. For one, Lukaku's stock will continue to rise if he can bang in even a few more goals and get to the 25-point mark. And Tottenham's got the young talent. Dele Alli and Harry Kane have combined for roughly 34, 35 goals this season.
Yeah. Few takeaways as well to piggyback on that. Lukaku, for me, has been knocking on the door. I think that.
How old is he?
He's very young. I believe he's around 22, 23.
So young 20s.
Yeah, but he looks old. Like he is because he's a monstrous human being, and he's been around the scene. And he came on very early. His stock has been rising, and I think that he, to be fair to him, gave a lot of time to Everton. Now he was a record-breaking transfer signing, a highest-paid player, all of those things. So they definitely rewarded him for his loyalty. Do I think that he's going to stick around? No, I think he's going to move pretty soon. He had a shot at Chelsea, and Chelsea never really thrived there. And he moved to Everton, and some players do that. They go and they find their way. He's adjusted his game. If Zlatan moves away from Manchester United, there's a seamless fit.
Griezmann's coming in too. We talked about this.
Well, Griezmann's not going to lead the line. He needs someone up there with him, and I think that's a great fit. That's a good fit, obviously, for. I think Manchester United, if they make top 4 and they're looking Champions League, take this with a pinch of salt. I think Lukaku's great, but I don't know if he's of that quality yet. Champions League leading quality.
So he's young 20s.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of room.
Yeah, to grow. And
Everton is a place where I don't want this to be taken the wrong way because it's going to sound negative. It's not supposed to be negative. You can probably pad some goal scoring, like stat padding. I don't think his 25-ish goals will finish with this season roughly.
Yeah.
Will translate exactly to 25 goals on a Chelsea or Manchester United. I think that drops down to a 17 or 18 because there's more shots that need to go around. Having said that, can he succeed outside of the Premier League?
I don't know why he'd want to. He needs to decide on what no point in moving. Why move from the Premier League? It fits his game to a T. Very physical. He is very strong, holds up the ball well. He's not expected to be banging them in from 30, 40 or playing in a very fast-paced, high-tempo team. Gets the ball, moves it, gets in the box. He's got the quality that he's needed as well to do some of the magnificent things that he has the ability to do. But Manchester United would be a good fit if Zlatan leaves. I don't know. I don't think he would fit as well in with Arsenal.
I don't want
back
Zlatan
to Chelsea.
To leave. I don't want. I like Zlatan in the Premier League. I like the fit. I don't want him back in La Liga or a Serie A. I'm sure certain fans would, or PSG. And I think the Premier League's fun.
He's not going to move to another competitive, ultra competitive league.
Retirement or MLS
or both.
Or China for a record-breaking £62 million per day.
And again, I don't know if I'm giving him too much credit. I don't think China's on his radar either, because I don't think that Zlatan, one, is being in it for the money. Like, if he was in it for the money, he would have went to the MLS already and left Manchester United. He's getting paid a good amount. But it's not like he's going there just to retire and take it easy. He went to United to perform, to win.
You're telling me you don't believe that there's a chance Zlatan just says, I've dominated the entire continent here. I need to dominate 2 more continents.
No, yeah, if he set himself an objective and people, maybe if someone like that went to him and went, you can't win in China. You can't take China to the Champions League final. And he would be like,
poke the bear.
Logistically, it's impossible, but I will give it my best shot. You never know. It could maybe take this Chinese team to the Champions League, even though it's not allowed. So that would be what Zlatan would do. So this was typical Zlatan. As for a brief overview, I agree with the first point you said. We can't overlook how good Tottenham's front two, like Dele Alli's an attacking midfielder.
Also young.
And he's banged in 14 goals this season, 4 assists. I thought he had a slow start to the season, but he's really picked up form. He's going to be a tough one for Tottenham to keep hold of, but why? Why else would they move anywhere like this? People trying to be lured into these bigger teams. Tottenham, aside from Chelsea, statistically at the moment, there's no one bigger than them. They've been knocking on the door for the last couple of years. They finished 3rd last year, tragically, because Arsenal jumped over them at the last minute. But they finished 2nd this year. Like, where else would these players? Well, this is a great sign that this team now needs to realise that players, especially, stop treating Tottenham like a feeder team. They're not the same team like Gareth Bale.
I don't treat them like a feeder team. My worry about Tottenham, not that anyone cares about my opinion about Tottenham.
I know you've said it a few times about their inconsistency.
No, it's not. I mean, I still stand by that. But I mean, more along the likes of the more time you give Manchester United or Manchester City to figure it out, the more you got to worry about them coming for that 1 and 2 spot, because if it's not long. There's two of the biggest programs. Clubs in the world, and teams of that stature don't want to go, nor will they accept being not 1, not 2, or not 3 for a long time. So I think their window is closing at grabbing that number 1.